Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Wild Mouse. I am your host, Taylor Bartle, and my guest today, if you're from the Puget Sound area, you probably know him from the independent wrestling scene. He is currently the owner and promoter of Unconfined Fight Offerings. Please welcome Max Zaleski.
Hello! I am so excited to talk about rides.
I am so excited for you to talk about rides as well. One ride, specifically, Indiana Jones Adventure, Temple of the Forbidden Eye. So this is the Disneyland one, specifically, located in Adventureland. Max, are you a big Indiana Jones fan? Like, are you a fan of the movies?
I remember watching Temple of Doom really early in my childhood, probably too early, and being scared of the Kali Ma, which is honestly terrifying. But I'm not a big Indiana Jones fan, but I do really like Temple of Doom.
Okay. I haven't seen the newer ones. I haven't seen Crystal Skull or Dial of Destiny, but I was a big fan of the original three. I think Temple of Doom was actually the first one I saw too, and I remember really liking it when I was a kid, and then people telling me, no, that one's terrible.
Oh, well, don't yuck my yum.
Yeah, really. I mean, I went back and I watched Raiders and, oh my God, what's the middle one?
Raiders, Temple of Doom, and The Last Crusade.
That's right. And yeah, I mean, they're great too. Raiders is probably the best, honestly, but...
Is that the no tickets one?
Yes.
Okay, because I have not seen Raiders probably since I was 5.
I remember my girlfriend just randomly one day was like, we should watch all the Indiana Jones movies, and then we never did.
Well, no. And you were like, okie dokie, Dr. Jones.
Yeah.
Didn't get the reference because I hadn't seen the movies. I understand.
Yeah, story of my life. Okay, so yeah, as I said, this is Temple of the Forbidden Eye. This is the Disneyland version. There is also a version in Tokyo called Temple of the Crystal Skull, as well as in Paris called the Temple of Peril. We are not talking about those today. I don't really know anything about the Tokyo one. I have ridden the Paris one. It's fun.
And we are not talking about the Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular in Hollywood Studios, correct?
We are not. We are also not talking about the new upcoming Indiana Jones ride that is coming to Florida, replacing the dinosaur ride, which is good because the dinosaur ride kind of sucks.
That is very true, except it was horrifying for, 7-year-old me.
Yeah,
it's
I can
a
picture
scary
that.
Ride.
It's very dark and very loud.
Yeah. And then you got the big dinosaur at the very end, spoiler alert, FYI, for a ride that's been closed for a year. But yeah, that jump scare at the very end is very spooky.
Well, it's funny because that's when they take your picture. But if you look at the picture from when I went with my girlfriend's family, and all of us are just looking up and to the right and just oh, look at that. Nobody looks scared. We're just oh wow.
It's probably because half of the animatronics were already broke by the time you got there.
Yeah, it didn't age well. But what's funny is it's the same ride mechanics as Temple of the Forbidden Eye. So theoretically, it should be just as good, but it's just the everything going on around you in Temple of the Forbidden Eye that makes it so cool.
Well, yeah, and also it doesn't have dinosaur isn't a very well-known IP. Obviously, they haven't gone back to it. Whereas Indiana Jones is mighty popular. They have a video game coming out. That's crazy.
They had a new game coming out?
They have a new game coming out.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
Yep. It looks pretty good. And it's first person, which is bananas. Anyway.
Oh, that's fun. Do you get to punch Nazis?
You do get to punch Nazis, which you should always do and is morally acceptable to do.
Always be punching Nazis.
Yes.
Okay, so a little history of Temple of the Forbidden Eye. We brought up the Epic Stunt Spectacular at Hollywood Studios in Florida, which actually came first and kind of inspired Disney to be hey, we should do something in California. Maybe we do a ride. That seems like a good idea. Because that's kind of what they do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so this ride, the mechanics of it are very interesting because you ride in a Jeep. Originally, they wanted to do a minecart, like in the movie, which actually is what is in Paris.
Oh, well, obviously the Paris one has the better version.
Well, yeah, it also goes upside down.
What? Stupid Americans.
Yeah. But and then they wanted to do a big ride that would incorporate multiple different vehicles. I don't know how this would work. but they were going to have there would be a mine car and a Jeep and I think there was going to be a plane of some kind.
Okay, but just given the amount of downtime that ride already had, adding new and more vehicles would triple or quadruple the downtime?
Undoubtedly. I don't even know how, would you get out and get into another vehicle, but you're still in the same ride? Has that ever been done?
No, well, no. I'm doing a very cursory glance in my brain of rides that I'm very aware of, and I watch a lot of theme park adventure and a lot of the YouTube channels that talk about rides and stuff, and I can't think of a single one that has a second thing that you do outside of Haunted Mansion, but you're not in a ride, you're just in an elevator.
Yeah, you're just walking.
Yeah. You are the ride.
That's right. So yeah, when they finally decided to build this ride and they came up with the idea and they mapped it all out and everything, they realized that there was nowhere to put it. So what they actually did was they bulldozed the Eeyore parking lot outside of the park. And so when you enter, you actually go underground and you go outside the park into a new building located where the old Eeyore parking lot used to be. And they also had to kind of reroute the Jungle Cruise to make room for the queue.
If you are listening, obviously you're listening, you're not watching. But if you're listening and you don't know me, I'm a big pun guy. So my favorite ride is the Jungle Cruise because all of those terrible puns are just my nomenclature for everyday vocabulary. So them butting their way into Jungle Cruise kind of gets me angry.
I mean, it was just kind of a redirect. They didn't really take anything out.
But that would have put Jungle Cruise on the shelf for a little bit, I would assume. Therefore, less puns are being said, therefore I am angry.
But you're happy with the end result.
Yeah, because the ride is dope, and I guess the Indiana Jones ride is also dope.
Well, yeah, that's why we're here. Right?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So the ride finally opened in 1995 to a star-studded affair. George Lucas, Michael Eisner, Dan Aykroyd, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Brendan Fraser, Wayne Gretzky, Elliot Gould, Keenan Ivory Wayans, Dennis Miller, Lindsay Wagner, Tony Danza, and Carrie Fisher all attended the grand opening.
What a cavalcade of names. Especially, I understand most of those people. I don't understand Dennis Miller. A, he's an idiot. But B, Wayne Gretzky, I understand he's the GOAT. What did he have? I bet he was just at the park that day.
Yeah, probably.
And he was like, hey, you're famous. Come and do this thing.
Yeah, you know who I didn't hear? Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, you also won't hear Harrison Ford on the ride because it's not him doing the voice of Indiana Jones.
You would think that, he was 100 at the time that this opened anyway. So he's an old man. So I get it.
Yeah. The Jones is actually voiced by a guy who, ironically, is named Dave Temple.
How fortuitous,
right?
That's awesome,
isn't it?
Really good. But it looks like if I remember, it looks like Harrison Ford, but it's not his voice.
Yes, it is Harrison Ford's likeness. And they tried to get him to do the voice, but I don't know if it was a money thing or what, but eventually he just decided not to do it.
He wanted more money. He's like, I don't want to be around people, so I don't want to be at this opening thing, so never mind.
And then he was like, get off my plane.
Yeah, no tickets or some such, as they say.
Yeah, they do say that.
Yeah.
Okay, so to borrow a phrase from the wrestling world, the kayfabe of this story is that it takes place in 1935 in India. So at some point through this queue, you are magically transported to 1935 India, and missing fragments of a map documenting the precise location of an ancient temple have been buried. And if they're actually throughout the queue, which I've never actually bothered to look for them, but apparently there's pieces of the map in the queue.
Interesting. I know that as with a lot of the Disney longer queue lines, they have like Easter eggs and like stuff that you can like touch and do and whatnot. But like this was early in like and this is like before the Disney Renaissance, or right in the middle of the Disney Renaissance. So like they were getting better at making their queues more interactive because they had a lot more kids around and all that good stuff. But like I remember like tugging on a rope and you could hear like stuff happens, or if you step on a tile, then the ceiling starts to move. Like that kind of stuff, it was new at the time, and now it's like expected. But back then, 30 years ago, that's I said it, 30 years ago, like that's pretty new and pretty novel, honestly.
Yeah, this ride has a hell of a queue. We'll get to that in a second. But according to legend, the temple, this ancient temple that we're looking for, was built to honor the deity Mara, who offers one of 3 gifts to all who come to the hallowed site, on the condition that they never gaze into Mara's eyes. The media has dubbed it the Temple of the Forbidden Eye, and we see Sala from the Indiana Jones movies. He is presented in like a film reel, and he's basically, doing guided tours of this temple so that they can continue excavation. Yeah, this last part is it's not really important. Okay. So yeah, the queue for this ride starts just outside, just past Jungle Cruise, and you immediately walk into a jungle area because Jungle Cruise makes sense.
I couldn't believe it, huh?
But so you weave around through this area. Eventually, you go up a little bridge, and you finally enter the temple. And the temple itself looks really cool. It's, ancient looking. It's brown brick with 2 giant cobras on the outside. Why did it always have to be snakes?
They say that in the movie.
He does say that. There used to be, I don't know if this is still here, but I guess this is the exit queue. Never mind. We'll get to that later. But so you enter the temple and you think, okay, I'm getting on the ride. You are not getting on the ride yet. You have 1.8 or not 0.8 miles to go until you get to the ride.
Yeah. It's a long queue, which is fine because it was very popular.
Yes, I mean, and like we were saying, there's a lot to see in this queue. It's not just a big cement box. There's like engravings on the wall of different shapes. There's some things, you can read them and they'll say, don't step on this shape or you'll be cursed, things like that. Polygriffs. Like you're saying, I think there's like a bell. I think that's the rope you're talking about.
Yeah, so like there's a bell that goes down into a well that you can tug on, or at least it was there. Like I haven't been to Disneyland in 8 years since my honeymoon. That's too long. But I remember specifically going and like walking through because like there was nobody in line, so I was like looking all around at all the cool stuff, but hadn't actually been in a place where you could sit and like just look at everything like you're supposed to because there was nobody in line. So it was a quick jaunt.
Yeah, I think not the last time we went, but the time before, the ride had broken down, of course.
Shocker.
And it came up, on the app. It was like all of a sudden it switched to now open, or said 5 minutes or whatever the case was, and we were like, just happened to be standing right there. So we're just like, okay, we'll go ahead and get on this. And so, yeah, we got to walk the whole 3/4 of a mile with nobody in front of us. So in the early days of the ride, they used to give guests decoder cards so you could decipher the monoglyphs. What did I say it was? Petroglyphs.
Polygraph?
Petroglyphs. I don't even know that word. An image created by removing part of a rock by incising, picking, carving, or abrading. But they don't do that anymore. They just let you figure it out on your own.
Yeah. Stupid Americans. Who's got time to read?
And even if we have time, we're not gonna.
No, absolutely not.
Also, yeah, some of the interactive features you talked about. There's a spike room where the ceiling is retained by several upright bamboo poles, and there's a key supporting pole, and if you push it or pull, then it makes it sound like the ceiling is falling on you.
Yeah.
In the next area, large stone bricks released from the ceiling, triggered by the diamond-shaped stones below. This is kind of what I was talking about. It says, do not step on these certain things. and there's like ones that are just kind of barely kept in place, and then when you step on them, they kind of shift, and again, make you think that things are going to fall on you.
What if they just did that, though? Like, what if they just killed people?
Yeah, natural selection.
You know that nobody's ever died at Disneyland, right?
That's true, yep. Officially.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I don't know that's true. That's a legend. I have no idea if that's true or not, but that is the legend.
It's true because I've said it, and now it's on the internet forever.
And you can't just say anything you want on the internet.
Yes, you can.
Watch
Obviously.
There at one point you go by the like radio room, and if you look in the back, you'll actually see an old Eeyore parking lot sign. And so that was kind of their wink and a nod to the late great Eeyore parking lot.
And it's obvious that after you look at it, it says, "Thanks for noticing me."
Okay, so yeah, you go through this whole queue, you go up some stairs, you go down some stairs. All of it is, it's very themed. You got bamboo handrails with ropes in between them, and the stairs are all rock that's, it's not smooth concrete. So it's all very themed. It's all very cool. And eventually you finally get to the ride area where you get into one of these Jeeps. Let's see, 2000, I think it was 2019 when we went. As we were getting off the ride, we just see these people like standing at the exit to get on. Mm-hmm. And we're just like, what the hell are these people doing? Why are they so special? And so we get off the ride and they get on our Jeep, and we turn around and I'm like, oh, that's Judd Apatow and Leslie Mann.
Oh, hey, that's why.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool.
Did you ask him to make funnier movies?
No, I didn't talk to him, unfortunately.
You should have yelled it.
Wait, you don't like Judd Apatow?
You bum!
He's kind of hit or miss. I like his TV stuff better than his movies.
This is true.
I was a big Freaks and Geeks fan.
I do like Freaks and Geeks. This is true.
So you board the Jeep, and through the radio, you get the voice of Sala telling you, fasten your seatbelt, and also tells you there's a problem with the brakes, which is always a fun thing to hear when you first get into a vehicle.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And the way this ride vehicle works is it actually, like, the wheels move independently of each other so that, they can, like, move just the back wheels and make it feel like the car is swinging out one direction. Also, it shifts, like, not laterally, but, like, one side will go up when the other side goes down. So they can make it feel like they're going over rocks. And it's, there's, if you watch Behind the Attraction on Disney Plus, they open it up and they show you all the insides of it, and it's a massive bunch of technology that I don't understand.
Yeah, it like, especially for 90, because this must have been started work like 2 years before it launched, or even 3 or 4 years before. So like early 90s technology, and then they perfected it by 95 when it opened. Like, I remember being a kid and going on this and thinking that there is nothing better on the planet than this ride, because it makes you feel like you're in the movie, which is exactly what they were going for, and they did it.
Yeah. So you go around a corner and you go into the Chamber of Destiny, and there's 3 doors, and we see Mara, which is just, it kind of looks like Olmec from Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And Mara announces which gift the passengers have chosen to receive. So when this was originally built, the Chamber of Destiny had 1 door, but the room would kind of rotate from side to side. So you didn't really know if it was going to be the door on the right or the door in front of you or the door on the left. And now I think they just kind of do it with like light shows.
Yeah, it's like a projection now.
That's the word I was looking for.
I got you.
Yeah, so they actually just deactivated the machinery used to rotate the room this year, or 2024.
That's weird.
Yeah, because the projection mapping started in 2013. So I don't know why they were still doing the rotating if they had the projection. But so basically there's 3 different options you can get here. There's the Chamber of Earthly Riches, where Mara says, "You seek the treasure of Mara, glittering gold, it is yours."
Many, 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 many.
The projection on the doors makes it look like gold coins are raining down from above. This is kind of it's kind of hokey in my opinion because it is just projection mapping and it's not, there's not tangible coins that you can see, but I don't know. It is what it is at this point. The doors swing open. Inside the Hall of Promise, piles of gold, bronze statues, and priceless carvings fill vestibules on each side. Again, it's just projection mapping. It would be a lot cooler if it was physical and tangible, but you can't have three different methods without doing something like projection mapping. At the end of the hall, there's a massive gold face of Mara. The projection mapping on the face of Mara is much cooler. I think that's where projection mapping kind of works, is like when they change Mara's face or when they do the lightning later in the ride. That kind of stuff works. It's just when they're trying to make physical, tangible things, but they're just doing projection mapping, it's just basically lights on a wall. I don't know. For me, it's not as cool as it should be, and then maybe so you shouldn't do it. But I mean, it looks good for projection mapping. The room is illuminated with shimmering golden light behind the backlit scrims where images of gold and other treasures are visible. Again, with sounds of coin echoing through the hall. So it's like Okada's music. Front-lit scrims along the walls are painted to depict true believers surrounded with hordes of treasures, symbolizing riches and wealth beyond their wildest dreams. If the transport gets to the Fountain of Eternal Youth, Mara says, "You have chosen wisely. This path leads to timeless youth and beauty." And then the doors are rinsed clean by a sheet of purifying water. Again, just projection water. It's not real water. There's no water on this ride. Revealing the pristine metallic nature as they swing open. Inside the hall, the painted murals on the walls show the timeless beauty of Mara's chosen ones as everyone around them ages. The walls reflect the light on the water. At the far end of the hall, a massive stone face of Mara, with flowering vines scaling the surrounding walls. The room appeared illuminated with shimmering aqua blue light, with sounds of water drops echoing throughout the hall. Front-lit scrims along the walls are painted to depict true believers drinking mystic water, discarding their withered skin, and emerging young and beautiful. So, it's the Fountain of Youth. If the transport gets to the Observatory of the Future, Mara says, "You seek the future, I will lift the curtain of time. It is your destiny." The doors are sealed by an iced web, which it's, again, just projection mapping. It's all just like on the doors or above the doors. Upon Mara's announcement, the all-seeing eyes above glow, like I said, above the doors, whisking away the icy wall as shooting stars illuminate the newly unlocked pathway as they swing open. This one is kind of it's the least tangible, so it kind of works the best, in my opinion. Once inside, the Hall of Promise is lit by innumerable glowing stars, and the temple's open roof reveals the endless night sky above, with a glowing ethereal face of Mara at the far end of the hall. The room is illuminated dimly lit purple, kind of simulating dusk. And the ceilings above twinkle with 5,000 fiber optic stars. The transport vehicle tilts upwards. This is the only one that kind of, your vehicle does something different, directing the passenger's eyes away from the dark scrims and towards the dazzling star field.
Indeed.
So, regardless of which one you get, you start going towards the idol of Mara, and it opens its eyes, and of course, remember, you're not supposed to look into his eyes. Even if everyone in the entire Jeep puts their head between their legs and closes their eyes, someone allegedly looks into the eye of Mara.
I can't believe that dum-dum. How dare they?
Always someone trying to shit in the apple pie.
I can't believe it.
And so depending on which, chamber you got, Mara's face kind of reacts a different way, again, through this projection mapping. If it's the Chamber of Earthly Riches, his gold metal face begins to corrode rapidly with acid, tarnishing and rusting until his face turns into red copper. For the Fountain of Eternal Youth, his marble stone face begins to crack and age as the surrounding vines shrivel and their petals fall. Chillingly, Mara's eyes fade to a deep, endless black. For the Observatory of the Future, his ethereal face begins to be engulfed in a raging storm filled with lightning, and eventually his face into a giant fireball. And he kind of rescinds his gifts and he says, "You looked into my eyes. Your path now leads to the gates of doom." Like I said, I think these effects they work a little better with the projection mapping. Just it's not anything physical, so it kind of works. They can change the colors of the face and the eyes, and kind of make it look like it's deteriorating or rusting or whatever the case may be. So I think that works pretty well here. So you kind of move towards Mara, and then you take a sharp left turn, and you go into this crumbling corridor. And this is when we really kind of get that feeling of going over rocks with the hydraulic system just shaking the whole vehicle. Lightning flashes along the wall, and there is a large cobra statue dead ahead.
Cobra! Dead ahead! Wrong movie. Yeah, I don't think I would want to be on a Titanic ride. They already did that once. It didn't turn out well.
So the cobra thing, they were going to have this be the snake room, essentially. Mm-hmm. And they wanted to have this giant cobra. And George Lucas was like, no. He's like, Indiana Jones is a realistic movie, somewhat, but there's not giant snakes. So he's like, so how about you have a room full of snakes? And they're like, okay, but we really want this one snake to kind of stand out. And he's like, okay, well, then you have this one snake, but it's got to be a regular sized snake. And they're like, if we have a regular sized cobra 20 feet away from the ride vehicle, it's not going to look like anything. Nobody's going to be scared of that. And so eventually George Lucas was like, all right, build the one giant one, and we'll see how it looks. And when they went on the ride, he was like, okay, that was it. You were right.
Hey, George, let the ride people do the ride thing, and let you go and ruin your Star Wars movies.
Also, the giant cobra is supposed to lunge out at you, but it, of course, almost never works. But I digress. Let's see, where do we go from here?
This is before we get to the scarabs, right? Because that was always my the scariest part for me.
Yeah, this is when we see Indiana Jones for the first time, and he's trying to push the doors closed. And he says, quick, go that way. It's the only way. So you go that way, and you go up a flight of stairs. You then emerge from the passage, and at this point, you're on the edge of a vast pit of lava. Is this the rope bridge already? Really? Yeah, I guess it is.
There's right as you get, and it's been a while since I've ridden this ride, but there's a moment where, and it's like the oh my god moment that every ride tries to do, where when you get to this, when you get through the door, you kind of see everything. You see the big thing in the back, you see the lava, so you can kind of see where this ride is going, but it's a big vast expanse, and that as a kid was crazy because you're in the movie. And then I remember when we were on our honeymoon that I was like, this is just as good as it was 22 years ago.
Yeah, this ride doesn't rely on, big drops or any kind of thrill really of the ride. It's just the experience of the ride is so massive and so immersive. But yeah, it really holds up. Yeah, so you cross the rope bridge. And then you go through the bug room.
Yeah. And it's really well done because inside the car, inside the Jeep vehicle, they have air cannons, and because scarabs are huge, when you drive over them, it pops, right? So they shoot a little bit of air at you. And there's a lot of them, and they do a projection thing where, or at least a light thing where the headlights go, and you can see you can see all of the the bugs on the wall and all that good stuff. Oh, it's so creepy and gross.
Yeah. Sorry, I want to back up a little bit to when you cross the rope bridge. There's actually flames that shoot up from the ground.
Real.
Yeah. This is the only ride like that I know of.
Yeah.
It just shoots real fire.
Does it still? Do they still have the flames? Because that's an integral part.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Definitely. And I guess they would drop ice dyed with tea. So basically just frozen tea. They would drop that from the ceiling, and it was dyed because it would look brown, so it would look like rocks. and then when it would hit the ground, it would shatter. And so it looked like these rocks falling from the sky. But I guess it just became like a whole logistical nightmare. It was like pooling up water on the ground. And
yeah, having like organic matter in a ride seems like, outside of water, seems like a nightmare.
So yeah, and then you go to the bug room, and the original bug room was just kind of like a bunch of bugs stuck to the wall. And so they kind of updated it with, like you were saying, the headlights, and it's like a LED screen, but it looks like the headlights are going along the wall, and you just see all the creepy crawlies, and that's a cool effect. And then after that, you go through the arrow room. I don't know what you want to call this, but
with all of the it's like on either side there's like statues, or like there's like walls with holes in it, and once again it's like another air cannon thing where he's like duck, and you duck, but you can feel like the air cannons that are arrows going past you.
Yeah, and there's like a sound effect of like a kind of noise, like yeah. And then after that, where do we go? Let's see. You go. Oh, this is the big money shot right here. You go around a corner, and there's Indy hanging from the ceiling, and he says, "Can't go this way." Suddenly, we see the rolling boulder behind him. So the car backs up, and as the boulder starts rolling towards us, the car actually goes forwards and then goes down at the last second and goes under the boulder.
Okay, so what's wild is that it's pretty much the same effect as the dinosaur one. Like, the track is basically the same thing, but because it's not meant to startle you, it's more meant as like a thrilling thing. It works a lot better in the Indiana Jones one because it's Indiana Jones, and like it's a recognizable thing that, hey, they're doing the thing from the movie. That's fun. But the actual technology for that boulder is really cool because it's not a full boulder, obviously, and they're doing some really clever lighting tricks to make it seem like it's falling and rolling, but really I think it only moves like a foot. It's really, really cool.
Okay, so the way they do this is actually amazing because they move the entire room back and forth. The boulder never actually moves.
Oh, crazy.
The room, and neither does the Jeep. The room moves, making you think you're backing up, so that you don't actually back up. You stay exactly where you are. And there's like paddles on the ceiling, so when the room moves, it makes the boulder roll.
Oh, okay.
And so the room shifts, and it makes it look like the boulder's rolling towards you, and then that's when you just go down and underneath it. It's really a crazy piece of technology. Yeah, so you roll, you don't roll, you drive under the bridge, and under the boulder, and then you just kind of go around a corner, and there's Indy again, and the boulder's all like broken, and he's, says some kind of cool one-liner. In fact, I guess he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 little quips he does. You get one of these.
Oh, he's so quippy.
You get not bad for tourists. Now stay out of trouble, will ya? Or there, that wasn't so bad, was it? Or next time you're on your own. Or I don't understand this one. Now next time you wear blindfolds, okay?
Oh, so you're not looking at Mara.
That makes sense. Okay. Another one is now don't tell me that wasn't big fun.
Fun.
That's terrible.
Okay, so mini tangent. You know how recently, like over the last 15 years, the MCU writing has been like a topic of discussion, like, oh, he's right behind me, huh? Or that happened. People are so dumb. It's always been like this. It's like Indiana Jones did that 30 years prior to any of the MCU movies. Like, it's just that they were more popular now, so everybody sees it, and then, because of the law of large numbers, you're going to have more and more people realize, oh man, maybe the writing is a bit shit.
Well, and like, it's based on the comics, and comics are always like that. They always have like that terrible self-awareness and
awful.
Possibly my favorite indie line here is tourists. Why'd it have to be tourists?
Because of the snakes.
They switched it around, yeah. And then the last one is, you were good in there. You were very, very good. Which that sounds sexy.
That's easy there, Indy. I still got my pants on.
Then we get our triumphant music as we pull back into the station, and Sala welcomes us back and tells us to remain seated until we dock. Yada, yada, yada. And that is the Temple of the Forbidden Eye.
It is.
3 minutes and 14 seconds looks like is the ride time, which is probably one of the longer rides at Disney, right?
Yeah, outside of I'm thinking, I mean, all of the bigger rides are pretty long. Like Splash Mountain is pretty long because there's a lot of lollygagging in that ride.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you've got Haunted Mansion is very long. I think that one's like 5.5. And that's not including the elevator scene. Yeah, I mean,
Pirates
thankfully,
is pretty long.
Pirates is very long. I think that's one's 6 minutes. And one of my favorite rides of all time. But yeah, it's on par for like a really good roller coaster, and it's almost it's not as fast, but it still has some like really cool stuff to it, like the hydraulics being at the right place when you're turning when you're turning a corner and all that good stuff. Like it makes you feel like the car is not on a track. And that's exactly what you want.
Yeah. I mean, if you look down at the track, it's actually not on a normal track. Like there's not,
right.
There's not a piece in the middle that guides it. There's actually a slit down the middle of the track. There's computers that control everything. It's not just a ride. It doesn't just go based on the track. So they can actually change the ride mid-ride if they wanted to.
Yeah, and like that's some of the cool stuff that's like in the last few years that has opened up. I haven't been, like I said, I haven't been in 8 years or whatnot. But like some of the ride mechanics that they've come up with, like a friend of mine went and did the Ratatouille ride that's in Epcot, and he said that it was one of the most technically impressive things he's ever seen, because the ride vehicle like has you outside of knowing that it is a theatrical attraction, he said that you would not know. There is no like tell on the cart or like the ride vehicle or whatever to like tip you off that you're in a park. It's very, very cool.
Yeah, they're doing more and more of this trackless ride mechanism. Like Rise of the Resistance is, on scale alone, one of the most amazing feats of ride technology I've ever seen.
It is. Disney is on our list again. Go back to California for maybe a anniversary or something.
You definitely should, but I'm biased.
Obviously.
Yeah, this, like we were saying, the part about the exit queue I was going to say earlier, there is a 2.5-ton Mercedes-Benz diesel truck located in the exit queue that was actually part of the filming of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh, yes. I did know this.
So it's cool to actually have a piece of movie memorabilia in the ride.
Yeah. Especially for like people who are bringing friends or whatnot. Like that's a really cool thing that you can like point out as like I know something about this ride and all that good stuff. So those types of things are always fun, and Disney is really good about it typically.
Surprisingly, there's not that much Indiana Jones merch in the parks. You would think that would just be like...
now that is interesting. I wonder if there's like some sort of licensing issue between like the contract that Harrison Ford like signed with LucasArts, and maybe it didn't fully like transfer over to like physical tangible merchandise. I don't know. I'm in like my day job is like IP management for a video game, so like I know a little bit more now about how contracts are written up a little bit. So there could be 1,000 different things, or it could just be that they don't have a lot of merch, which seems weird given that they could probably they could have sold a buttload of it.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some. I remember seeing like Mickey ears with a little fedora.
Yes.
But is that in California? Because I remember that being in Paris, but I don't recall if I remember seeing that in California. Do they sell those there? Do you remember?
I think so. Like, I've definitely seen those ones, and if they're not at the nearby like merch kiosk thing, they are 100% available at the Mickey Ears hub that's on Main Street.
Oh, it looks like in 2023 they actually, well, Disney put out some new Indiana Jones inspired products, but I don't know if these are in the park. I think these might just be online.
Because of they didn't do a movie, did they?
2023? That's when Dial of Destiny came out, isn't it?
Is that that's the one after Crystal Skull?
Yeah.
Okay. Because they did like 10 years between movies or whatever, because Crystal Skull was real bad.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't seen it, but that's what I've heard.
Yeah. And I like Dan Aykroyd, damn it, but
wait, Dan Aykroyd's in it?
No. But he's all big into the Crystal Skull stuff.
Right, yeah, the vodka. It looks like all this merchandise is actually just stuff online. It doesn't look like this is in the parks. Oh, you can buy Indiana Jones leather jacket.
Ooh, baby. How much is that going?
$400.
Oh! Is that like an official Disney thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is at DisneyStore.com. It's currently on sale for $279 though.
Ooh, baby. Black Friday. Let's go.
God, why can I not? Oh, here we go. New Indiana Jones merch lands at Disney parks. That sounds like what we're looking for here. From 2024 even.
New stuff. It's because of the game.
Oh, there's a pin.
Well, I mean, that makes
cool.
sense. Pins are like a thing at Disney, right?
Yes, that's true. Yeah, it's a replica of the Ark of the Covenant. There is also a Grail tablet replica for $169.
Nice.
Yeah, where's like the Mickey ears and whips and
yeah. Well, I've definitely saw whips at the nearby merch thing.
Yeah, I remember seeing whips,
and I remember they had like a Mickey ice cream sandwich bar thing that had some sort of Indiana Jones stuff. Like they had some stuff, but it's definitely not as prevalent as you would think.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I feel like Indiana Jones is just like ripe for merchandising opportunities, and they're really kind of dropping the ball by not having more. I guess apparently there's some located in the Pirates of the Caribbean store, which feels like it's just like the dumping ground.
Yeah.
Because like during Halloween, that's where all the Haunted Mansion merchandise goes. So it's like whenever they need some space to sell merch, just put it in Pirates.
Yeah, they're gonna be there anyway.
Like there's not enough Pirates merch.
Yeah, I mean it's what, the second most famous ride on the planet?
Probably
behind Haunted Mansion.
I mean, it might be 1 and 1A at this point.
Yeah,
especially with 4 movies.
There's 6 movies.
Pirates?
Yeah, I think there's like 6 movies.
No, that can't be right.
Yeah, I think I'm right.
I'm pretty sure it's only 4.
Pirates of the Caribbean film series. All right, are you ready?
Yes.
There is 5.
Black Pearl.
Yep.
Dead Man's Chest. Stranger Tides.
Nope.
Oh, what's 3? World's End. Okay, then Stranger Tides. And is 5 the new one that's not out yet?
No, 5 came out in 2017.
Oh, what's that one called?
Dead Men Tell No Tales. God, I don't remember seeing that one at all.
That was another one where my girlfriend was like, we should watch all the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and we watched 2.
Oh, I did see this one. This is with Javier Bardem. Yes.
I definitely did not see that one because I do not remember Javier Bardem in a Pirates movie.
Speaking of movies, did you know that the Disneyland attraction poster for this ride, the Indiana Jones Adventure, that poster was made by the same guy who did the first 3 film posters?
Oh, that's cool.
His name is Drew Struzan.
That's cool.
Yeah. Oh man, he's like the movie poster guy. He's done like Shawshank Redemption, Star Wars, E.T., Blade Runner. Oh, he's like the guy.
Wow. One thing we didn't talk about is this ride is designed by Tony Baxter, who is one of the greatest Imagineers of all time. He's responsible for this, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, Splash Mountain.
That guy, yes.
Yeah.
I've seen him.
Pretty much the entire Fantasyland was him. He also did Finding Nemo Submarine Voyage, but we won't hold that against him.
Yeah, that one is bad.
Yeah, especially if you're 6'3".
Oh yeah, I have no. I am 4 on a good day, so that.
I have said that ride is just the right amount of time to not have people completely freak out. It's like if it was 30 seconds longer, people would just be like, "Get me the fuck out of here!
Get me! I need out!" God, yeah, Tony Baxter is just banger after banger.
Yeah, like Tony Baxter, Joe Rohde, Raleigh Crump. Those are like the goats.
I think you're making up names now.
It sounds like it, right? Joe Rohde's the guy with like the crazy earrings.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
He's got like one ear all stretched out.
Just crazy.
Yeah. And Tony Baxter led a team of almost 100 Imagineers to come up with this ride. So it was a true labor of love. And apparently Michael Eisner came in and was like, "So what are we doing?" Tony Baxter was like, "Well, we want to do an Indiana Jones ride." And he's like, "Okay, do it. What else?" And they're like, can we finish this one first?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a must ride for me anytime I go to Disney. This is one I usually try and ride 2 or 3 times if I can.
Yeah, and like you could probably do it because like as it's getting up there in age, it's not as popular, but it's still a really good ride. And obviously, caveat of me not being there for a while, but I remember the last time that we were there, it was not as busy as I thought it would have been, or we just got really lucky. So we rode it, 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, like I said, we had the one time where we were able to just like jump right on, which was amazing. And like we were saying earlier, it really holds up because, like some thrill rides, you ride them as a little kid. And so you like build up, oh, this ride was so huge and so fast. And then you ride it as an adult and you're like, oh, that's it? I thought this was bigger and grander. But this one, since it doesn't rely on speed or big drops or anything like that, it really is more about the adventure of the ride and the story of the ride and just the absolute chaos that goes on around you. It really does hold up as a kid or as an adult. I love this ride.
Agreed.
All right. Any last thoughts before we head out?
I think that they should make a ride based off of the Temple of Doom, but it's you just going and ripping a dude's heart out. That'd be fun.
Sure. Yeah. And melting people's faces.
Yep. Yeah.
Like they needed that's what it's missing is the gore.
Yeah. Come on, Disney, make me a horror version of this. Thank you.
Yeah. Where's the Halloween overlay for Indiana Jones?
Yeah, damn it. But that's it from me.
All right. Well, thank you so much for doing this, Max. You're welcome back anytime.
Oh, good. I want to exclusively talk about movie rides, including the movie ride.
Okay. You're more than welcome.
Huzzah.
Do you want to peddle your wares on the way out? What do you want to promote?
Hey, we're doing a big no ring, no rules, big gay wrestling event, Tony V's Garage here in Everett, Washington. February 22nd, we will have another show called Abduction, live at Tony V's. Big gay wrestling stuff. All profits are going to go to the Trevor Project. If you are waiting with bated breath, you can follow me everywhere at Max and the PNW. That is on Instagram and Facebook, and not the hellscape known as X or Twitter, but on Blue Sky. And then you can also follow UFO, which is my little wrestling outfit, which will, maybe by the time you hearing this, be an official nonprofit, but we'll see. But yeah, UFO, PNW, pretty much everywhere.
All right. Yeah, go check that out. And until next time, thanks for joining us.
Your attention, please. This episode of Wild Mouse has concluded. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe on your favorite podcast player, and follow us on social media at Wild Mouse Podcast. Don't forget to visit the gift shop at wildmousepodcast.com. For exclusive bonus content, become a premium pass holder at patreon.com/wildmousepodcast. We hope you enjoyed your time and will visit us again soon. Thank you and good night.